Oh man. Welcome in everybody. Let me know, is the mic good? Is everything good? It's good. Is it good on my end at least? Because God knows it was not on the racing end. I knew it. I knew it. Blow out everybody's ears. All right, it'll correct itself. Just fucking chill. All right, let's not be pussies about it. I am so done with tonight, man. I'm so done with tonight. CW basically said we're getting our fucking 3 interviews and we're getting the hell out of here. Holy shit. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I have no idea when StreamYard is going to ear rape everybody. So sorry. I'm honestly not sorry at this point. Just letting you know if there are any issues. My dog literally knocked down the entire setup and completely fucked it all over. So we're coming in hot tonight, man. We're coming in hot because I've been so sick of this race. I did not like this race. Apparently there was a fight. At least some people were saying there was. I saw nothing on Twitter about it, but God only knows I probably missed it. People smarter than I and the 250 of y'all watching probably went to bed instead. I'm scrolling looking for it, but that was, let's see, that was the 2025 Focused Health 250. Let me know out of 10 what you thought of it here, because we'll read through the finishing order, but here's the points on the bottom for anyone who didn't catch them. Let me know out of 10 what you thought of this thing. We got 2.5, 4.8, 0, 0.48. I see what you're doing there. 10, 3. Let's see. 3, 3, 0, 0.48, 10. Again, I got you twice. 1, 6. Jesus, I can't keep up. 69. 4, 5.48. 4, 4. 3. 1 for the first 80%, 7 out of 10 for the last 2 restarts. I can get that one. I understand that take, definitely. For me, honestly, the more I'm thinking about, and by the way, like if you see me looking down, I'm just making sure I have all of the finishing order in here. In all honesty, for me, this race was probably a 2 out of 10. Maybe it's just because I'm sleep deprived. I'm tired. It went, between the 40-minute delay beforehand, the hour and 20. We went an extra 2 to 2.5 hours that we probably shouldn't have went tonight. Maybe that's just it at this point, where I'm just like done with it, and I'm biased from tiredness. But Nick Sanchez with Big Machine Racing gets his first dub. Locking himself into the Xfinity playoffs, shuffling that whole damn thing up. He wins by about 1/10, just barely over 1/10 of a second over Carson Quapple. Sam Mayer in third. Fourth is Connor Zilich, then Taylor Gray in fifth. Sixth, we'll go to Jesse Love, Eric Almirola. Seventh, Dye, Kyle Sieg, and Jeremy Clements, the top 10. Then Dean Thompson, Honeyman, Harrison Burton, Jones, DiBenedetto, Jeb Burton, Brennan Poole, Joey Gase, Christian Eckes, and Mason Massey, the top 20. Ryan Ellis, 21st. 22nd is Blaine Perkins, Garrett Smithley, 23rd, Nick Lights, 24th, and Chris Wright, 25th. The mid-off for 24th ended with, shocking, Chris Wright losing. Those were your lead lap finishers on the night. Austin Hill, the first one off the lead lap, 5 laps down, fastest lap of the night. Hang the banner. I know some people are sick of me saying that. It's probably not going to change. Just saying. But Austin Hill doesn't even get a chance to compete tonight. Fuel pump issues, among other things. Very similar to Daytona. A lot of people very happy. I saw everybody celebrating, quote unquote, the big bully being vanquished. I don't even know why I have the remote in my hand anymore. And then last one on the racetrack was Mason Maggio in the 27th position, 10 laps down. CJ McLaughlin, by the way, everyone 28th on down out of this race. CJ McLaughlin 28th, Alfredo 29th, Ryan C gets a top 30. Not really much to say of it. Caught up in one of them big wrecks. 31st, Justin Allgaier. Creed, 32nd. Sammy Smith, 33rd. Catherine Legg, 34th. Starpoli in 35th. William Sawalich, 36th. 37th, Parker Retzlaff. And Josh Williams comes home in last. So there is the finishing order down on the bottom. We got the race in. That is a positive of tonight. We got the race in. But all in all, I mean, it was very, we pretty much knew after 4 laps in what it'd be, because leading up to the red flag, the big stoppage for lightning, we had a wreck on lap 4 where Eckes just kind of overcooks it, gets into the 31. Everyone's just pushing too hard, too early. Like, I get that there's weather in the area, but I never understood why people push it like from lap 1. Like, they're going to win this race on lap 1. I don't know what was going on there, but it set the tone. You know, we had, and by the way, the cautions tonight were insanely long as well. I mean, they were, you know, this first caution was like 12 laps. There's another caution later on that was like another 12 laps. And it's just, it was very choppy as it went. You had Hill with the fuel pressure issues right at the start. And he was lapped by lap 29, but the caution comes out. We get a weather delay on lap 34. And as soon as we get back racing at the end of stage 1, you see a squeeze off of 2. The 2 tries to kind of go for it. I forgot if it was like Mayer or somebody else who it was that, you know, went up. I don't think knowing he was there. Either way, they're all trying to squeeze into one spot, going 3 and 4 wide, sends everybody off and away. Big ass crash within half a lap of us getting back going. Congrats to Gray for winning the stage. We got that one at least. Good, you know, good for him on that. But just a very stupid, sloppy start. And, you know, I'll say this on the Austin Hill front. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me because I don't like him, but I actually was kind of disappointed to see that happen to him. Not because I wanted to see him win. Like, I'm like the rest of you, where I'm kind of getting sick of seeing him win too. Like, it's nice if I pick him and I get some money or I get some bragging rights or something like that. But I get it. Like, I don't, you know, it's not fun watching just one guy dominate over and over again. Like, look at how many, you know, years that people hated Jimmy Johnson when he kept winning and winning and winning. But I wanted to see if somebody could go up there and kick his ass just straight up. Like, just straight up go up to the front and beat him. Because when something doesn't happen to his car, I mean, he's damn near unbeatable at that point. And I would have loved to have seen somebody. I mean, Zillage tonight, granted, he did a lot of his work after the majority of the actual good cars were out, but Zillage tonight looked super solid again at a super speedway. You know, obviously Love was going to be really good. Almirola was really good. Sanchez obviously getting the win, really good. I would have loved to have seen somebody just go up and just beat him straight up. Like, I can't wait for that to happen because I know it will at some point. The second stage, that's where Nick Sanchez spun it in the front stretch, had contact with Matt DiBenedetto, goes around, and thus gets the spin and win. Which I have to admit, say what you want about Sanchez or whatever of the finish of this race, it is always really cool to see somebody have a spin and win. It's a pretty cool feat. Very lucky that he didn't have a bunch of damage from that, though. I will say that, but it leads to a cool storyline. But like I said, I mean, you know, I'm going through and I'm looking, and a lot of my notes tonight were about Connor Zillage. I was surprised he ran up front again in one of these races. Kid's good everywhere. And if he comes back for another year, people better be freaking afraid of him and what he can do and the damage he can cause. And again, there were other cautions, like one for Harrison Burton. There was the one with Clements going around that ended the stage, giving Jones the stage win. But the final stage, so this is the thing, it wasn't just one particular theme of this race, I think, that really pissed a lot of people off and got people like not liking it, right? I don't think that was the case. What I think was the case is the fact that we had numerous things that nobody would really like, right? I mean, shit, right at the start, we get a 40-minute delay. Nobody likes that. We're all pissed by it. Like, man, fuck Mother Nature. This is you wanted Iceberg after dark. Here you go. Spicy after dark, whatever you want to call it. We got it tonight. Vulgar after dark. I don't know. But then after that, you had a big wreck fest, really, to start out. You had bad ways of officiating. I mean, the booth, Kyle Busch was like one of the bright spots of this race because he was just freaking funny. Because Kyle Busch is a funny person, where he's like, don't throw a yellow for that. And I know McMurray was like, that's not a yellow, right? Which honestly, it probably wasn't. And they're like, quickie yellow, get him racing again. And I'm like, I'm glad the drivers, I'm glad the people in the booth feel exactly how we feel about the stupid, slow, clunky officiating in this series and honestly in this sport. Like, I'm so freaking glad. Yes, Nick, sentence enhancers. I'm so glad that they feel the same way as us. One of us, thank God. And I gotta say, man, like they came back from that hour and a half or whatever it was delay, and they were freaking firing, man. They were joking about everybody in the stands. It was shirts off and everything like that. What maybe one of those times, like after I actually start looking good again from all my workouts, maybe like if we have a long rain delay or whatever, and then we get back to racing or whatever, and they show that again, maybe I'll just like show up on stream shirtless or whatever, being like, whoa, Atlanta, right? Yes, I need to get my Dolphins. So there was those things, right? And at least the booth was having fun. At least they were really fun in all of this. At least they were calling out some of the bullshit. But then of course, you have that, and then you get the sin that so many people hate, and it's so prone to Atlanta for the Xfinity cars. You get a bunch of choo-choo racing, right? Go in the chat and just spam choo-choo trains, because that's what it was for a solid 30 or so laps of this race. Zilich and Love were at least content not staying in line, which they were content not being content. But it was a choo-choo train for the most part. I believe behind Almirola. I could be wrong. I don't know. It was so unmemorable. I've already forgot about T-minus 30 minutes later or whatever the hell it was. Of course, CJ McLaughlin going around into the pits brings out the caution. Really fun stuff with him before the race, but my God, that just sucks to end it like that. Because let's be honest, this race ended at that point forward. And then it was, again, stop and go for a lot of this stuff. They get it back restarted. Then there's debris from Maggio's car. They get it back restarted. And then there's at least the fight for the lead. The 48 gets it. Debris yellow again. Just debris. So we got the debris cautions. At least they weren't phantom debris because they were actual real debris. But now we got the debris cautions. It's just like the seventh ring of hell of things NASCAR fans hate was tonight. And it was all just mixed into one race, right? I don't want to do a poll of it just yet, because I don't want to be, I know this stream and this, series, basically, whatever you want to call it, is prone to this, but we won't be too much prisoners in the moment. But it is definitely, to me, on par with Martinsville, right? I think it was definitely on par with that race. If that race, at least it ended like the last third, if I remember correctly. Maybe it was the last half was like this, for the entire race. This one was just a mess, right? That they get it back going, and at least the finish was fun. Like, that's the thing. The finish, at least, of this was fun, unlike Martinsville. So I think a lot of people can come away from this having a ton of fun. Because up front, the 48 and the 2 are back and forth. The 2 actually got clear at one point. Sanchez fought back. Then they all pushed the 48 to get past the 2. The 1 is right with them. The 88 is charging too. And it was like all the great things about the Xfinity Series. We had to go through all of the shit. It was like the end of Shawshank Redemption, where Andy Dufresne has to go through 2 miles of shit to get to freedom. We finally got to freedom at the end. We finally got to what we wanted at the end, the light at the end of the sewer tunnel. Because then they're all pushing, they're all charging. The 3 to go, the 48, the 1, the 19, the 41, they're all clear of the 88. The 19 makes a move. He gets shuffled back. And yeah, sure, there wasn't like some major charge at the end that took the win away from Sanchez and like Carson Kvapil gets the win, right? Or Sam May or whoever you want that you would like to get the win more than him or something. Because I saw a lot of people hating on him in the chat, but it at least had that fun aspect at the finish that you like with super speedway racing, that you want to see out of this. In my opinion, I honestly would be fine with Xfinity and Trucks swapping this weekend. I know Trucks goes to Atlanta early in the year, so maybe that would be an off week, I guess. I know they don't want to do that. But I honestly would be A-okay with them swapping because the Xfinity can run great at road courses. And I think Trucks can be better than Xfinity at Atlanta. Personally, I think this is the worst track for the Xfinity Series. I'd be A-okay with it. I get some people disagree. Maybe I'm a prisoner of the moment. Maybe I'm tired. The lighting is not helping me when it comes to my bags, I'm noticing. Good job, past Jarrett, for your really bad planning. Again, maybe it's all of those things. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow on the right side of the bed and I'll be, farting rainbows and everything will be great. Like it's just everything will be perfect and great. And I'll look back on the night and be like, you know what, maybe it wasn't that bad, as it's damn near approaching midnight for me. It's almost 1 a.m. for all y'all on the East Coast. Y'all are troopers. Thank you guys. God damn. Maybe it'll be that. Maybe tomorrow I'll get up and it'll just be like, it was all a dream. It was actually like a really good Xfinity race, and I was crashing out for no reason online. Maybe that'll be the case. I don't think so. I do think both races tomorrow are going to be a lot more fun. I honestly do. I think the truck race is going to be amazing to watch, just because I think there's actually going to be a lot of people who are real contenders in that. New track. Sounds like Mike Joy has something special planned for it, which I like. I wish he was the special thing was he's taking over for Jamie Little in the booth for the entire race, but unfortunately we don't get blessed by Fox, just cursed less. And then tomorrow, TNT debuts, the in-season tournament, which if you watch the qualifying and practice today, my God, that was the only goddamn thing they would talk about. And I really hope that's not what their coverage is the entire time, because I honestly think a lot of the stuff around it, the people working on it, the graphics are really good. I can't wait to see what they do. The race itself, I mean, it's Atlanta with the Cup Series. There's a reason that I for my long shot prediction in the prediction segment for NWP this week, I said it'd get below 90% because it's expected to be one of those 90% or more positive races. And I fully expect it to be around that 90 line, whether it be above or below a little bit, whatever. I fully expect people to have a ton of fun with this tomorrow and this to be one of the most fun races of the year. It will easily clear the Xfinity. You heard it first, even if it's the obvious, but the Xfinity race will be the worst race of the weekend. It only will go up from here as long as it doesn't like lightning and rain everything out, which tomorrow, iffy with Cup, but I think we'll be fine. Lime Rock forecast looking a little better from at least the apps I looked at. Not the greatest, but definitely looking better. I'm very interested in it. I mean, hell, Lime Rock is only the truck race at Lime Rock is only 12 hours away. And we'll do live after that and the Cup race as well and all that jazz. Oh man. And I see in there like no duh that it's gonna be the worst of the weekend. Hey man, I've said that before, or I've said that another one would be awesome, and I've been wrong. So y'all better knock on wood or get your lucky rabbit's foot that I'm right on this one. I think I will be, though. But yeah, I mean, like Philip says here, summer in the South, man, pop-up storms. I live in Tennessee. The same storm that was hitting Hampton and Atlanta tonight, the northern end of that entire storm kept popping up thunderstorms all afternoon long, right? I had my like 4 or 5 mile run, whatever it was, and it was thundering that entire time too. So, yeah, I can't believe I got 20 minutes out of that race. I'll pop the point standings down in the bottom again. They're not exactly perfect, but they're, they serve their purpose. Let's look at the super chats. I saw a lot of you guys. I saw there was one left before we went live. So let me look at that one really quick from All Sports All Day for 5 saying, not going to be able to watch this live. Understandable. I know a lot of people couldn't. Have to get up at 4 tomorrow to head to Lime Rock, and I will listen to this on the way. First road course. Awesome, man. Awesome. I hope you have a great time. I'm sorry if I destroyed your ears 22 minutes before or 21 minutes, whenever the hell it was that I started up. And I hope you have a great time. And I hope anyone going to Lime Rock tomorrow or Atlanta, both, I hope you all have a great time tomorrow. Slice Supersonic says, congratulations to Sanchez. RCR didn't get beat outright. Mechanical failure, and Rex took them out. JRM drivers blow it again. 5 out of 10. Good night. Well, good night, Slice Supersonic. Feel like we're on the same wavelength. Cameron for the 5 says NASCAR needs to change their lightning protocols. The race should have only been delayed for lightning within a 5-mile radius and a 15-minute clock. So I actually did a video about this last week to a degree. If you remember, been watching a while, it was because of the 2012 Pocono incident where fans got struck by lightning after that race. There were no precautions really put in place. Lawsuit actually, I believe, found Pocono negligent in that whole thing. Maybe NASCAR. I can't remember exactly what the deets were on that. But it killed a fan. And I'll say this, I would much rather stay up all night and be annoyed by that than a fan get struck by lightning. So I'll disagree. I'm fine with it the way it is. I've seen them break their protocols before, and I don't like that. It's not a good feeling. I remember 2019, last race at Chicagoland. Currently, if you saw Carson's video, you know that it can be a lot better. If you saw my video especially, I explained why it will be a lot better. But I remember that one because they had people going up on this Ferris wheel and stuff, and there was lightning everywhere. I mean, you could see it from inside the track. And if you're inside the track, you're kind of like dug in because the infield Chicagoland is like, it's like a bowl basically. And so you're lower than everybody else. And there was lightning everywhere. It did not feel very safe being on the top of a metal motorhome with nothing else around except flagpoles and lightning rods. I'm A-okay with the lightning rules being the way that they are. And I fully support those rules being the way they are. Chris here for the 5 says this extra long NASCAR caution is brought to you by EchoPark. Not only do we own the track, we're controlling the race you're at. More debris. I'm never calling it EchoPark. Like I was fine calling Charlotte Lowe's or Sonoma Infineon because I thought those sounded cool. This don't sound cool. This just I thought it was going to happen at Texas. Eyebolt for the 5 says I've been saying it for over a year. Give Leland Honeyman a shot in the 11 or the 5, or hell, 18 ain't doing much, but money. Yeah, that's the thing, money. Because Honeyman was awesome tonight. Awesome save, ran up front. I loved that he got the extra screen time tonight. I absolutely love that. And I love underdog stories like that. And then Andrew Winslow, I just saw you there saying, Miso Eepy. Yes, I'm Eepy as well. As you probably could tell by my irritability. Probably doesn't help that I had a crying 5-week-old right in my ear for a lot of this race. That probably did not help my enjoyment in any way. It did probably not help my irritability in any way. I apologize if I ruined any of your guys' nights being an asshole. Nah, I'm not lying. I don't apologize all that much. I'll be sunshine and lollipops tomorrow. Uh, when I get some sleep. It's past midnight. It's the second time this year I've streamed past midnight after a race. Las Vegas trucks for those of you troopers that came for that one. Um, hey man, again, it can only get better from here, right? I think it will. But congrats to Nick Sanchez. Be sure tomorrow. You see it on the bottom over here. Truck post race, cup post race, both tomorrow. It's going to be a busy, long day, but I'll be here for all of it. We'll be hanging out. Guys, get some sleep. To those of you on the East Coast, it is past 1. What are you doing? For those of you in the Central Time Zone, the best time zone, like me, get some sleep. For those of you in the Mountain Time Zone, get ready for bed. For those of you on the West Coast, congrats. You really are on the best side of things right now. For everybody else, plan accordingly. Don't know. All right, y'all. I will see you guys at this point for me later today. In less than 12 hours, we'll be hopefully racing at Lime Rock without any issues. So have a great time. Good night, everybody. Thank you, like, dislike for the twos that says, what was that, a beef between the 5 and the 07? Then it was a complete mid-off. That's what it was. It was a mid-off. All right. Later, guys. On that note, bye. I don't know. I'm bad with these. Like,